Good morning, everybody. My name is Jody. My husband David, John, and I have a small farm in the panhandle of North Idaho. These are our stories and adventures, so welcome to Moose Wax Farm. So today we're going to have a frank discussion on the different types of poultry that we've had and what we have now and what our plans are going forward in the future. But let's first get these guys fed so they quiet down. Okay, now that everybody's fed and should be relatively quiet, I'm gonna discuss the different type of fowl that we've had. So we started with ducks, and we've had the pom-poms, a couple other mixed ones for our first adventure into fowl, and had a raccoon issue. And unfortunately lost most of those. And then we went into mallards, which mallards are really cool. They're a smaller bodied bird, and when it came time to process them out, you'd spend all day and wind up with really not that much meat. So they didn't make sense. I actually stumbled upon the Muscovies, and the one thing nice about the Muscovies is they are very quiet. The boys, I describe them as having like a Slytherin hissy sound, and the hens, to me, sound like the little old geisha girls, just that little twitter, twitter, twitter. And they're really, really nice. I love my Muscovies. One of the issues with having ducks on a homestead or on a farm is they are waterfowl. Even though you can run your Muscovies with just water dishes, you're still going to have muddy spots wherever there's water, the ducks are going to get into it and make a mess. So that's kind of how we got into the Muscovies. They, like I was saying, for processing of them is definitely worth doing because they are so much bigger in body and they're very prolific on egg laying. So let's talk about turkeys. We right now have the 3 different types of heritage. We've got Professor Snape, who is a Black Spanish. Shadow is a Narragansett turkey. Or no, take that back. LeBron's is a Narragansett turkey, and Shadow is just a white heritage breed. I can't remember what type. And for sustainability, the heritage breed just makes more sense because we've had the broad-breasted whites We had one, her name was, we actually had three, but we overwintered one, her name was Chickenbach. My 3-year-old grandson named her. And by the time it was time to put her down and get her processed, we realized that it wasn't fair because she was just so big and her joints were basically giving out by the time she was a year and a half old. So for short term, the big meat turkeys have a purpose. They do give you a lot of meat, but for the long haul, the heritage breed, because they're more sustainable. And on to the geese. We got Valkyrie. David John wanted to have a goose, so went down and I just picked up a goose. Didn't really know much about him, didn't really want to have one, but he wanted one, so picked up Valkyrie and instantly fell in love with her. And then we ordered a farm pack of poultry, which it was 2 geese, which are Al and Betty, and that's where Shadow and LeBron's came from. So it was the 2 geese, the 2 turkeys, and a random mix of chickens. And we just happened to look out, yes, that the geese that came with them was the Chinese crested. So hence the reason we've kind of stayed with that line. And this year we picked up Tick and Talk, which are the 2 African geese. Those 2 are for processing this fall. And we happened to get Emmy because they didn't think he was going to make it, and she is doing absolutely phenomenal. And now we come to the chickens. So we got into, when we first got our round of chickens, we happened to stumble into the Russian Orloff breed and absolutely fell in love with it. And then we had another raccoon incident and had to start all over. Couldn't find any Russian Orloffs, so we've moved on to other breeds. And then 2 years ago, I really wanted to get back. Yes, I'm talking about you. Into the Russian Orloffs. And I'm not sure, because I was only able to find them from one hatchery. And the strain I got has got some genetic defects. I spend a lot of time looking at the juvenile chickens, looking at their beaks, because I do have the one Barred Rock Silky Orloff that has got a really bad cross beak, and I've noticed on some of the juveniles that their bottom beak is outgrown over the top one, which makes it harder for them to eat. So unfortunately, we're tracing it back to the roosters. So this fall, all of the roosters, even the young ones that hatched this year, are going to be cold. And another issue I'm having with this strain of Orloffs that I have is the roosters are supposed to be almost 8 pounds. I grabbed my biggest one the other day, took him down, got on the scale with him, and he only weighs, what was it? He was just about 6 pounds. I think it was 5 pounds, 9 ounces. And that's a 2-year-old rooster. He should be at the almost 8-pound mark. So definitely have an issue with this line of Orloffs. So we are going to be transitioning to, and I'm going to butcher this name, but I'll take you in and show you them. It is the lemon cockeroo Niederheimer. Okay guys, just to save me some on how to pronounce this, we're going to use the Google.
Niederrheiner. Niederrheiner.
Niederrheiner? So, okay, back to the video. And like I said, I'll put the spelling down here. So, best way to describe them is, Dave John says they're like, especially the hens, lemon barred rock. So they're the lemony yellow with the white banding. The roosters have some black, so they're really colorful. The roosters are supposed to weigh out at almost 11 pounds. The hens lay a large egg as opposed to what my Orloffs are laying right now, which is what I would describe a small egg. And they're supposed to lay a medium-sized egg. The egg production between the two, the Orloffs lay about 100. I'm just going to call them lemon cockaroos, lay about 200 eggs a year. So definitely will increase the egg production since my customer load on eggs has greatly increased. So let's go in and look at the babies in here. And I did get a free one, and I'm not sure what it is because I've never seen a newly hatched chick that's basically it's white with some like purpley undertones. So let's go look at these guys. And I have brought into here the 2 Orloff chicks that hatched out. So, and these guys are supposed to be auto-sexing. I just can't find anywhere to show whether the light-colored ones are the roosters or what way they go. But those are the new breed of chickens on the farm. Watch out, babies. But yeah, that's the little free one I got. Not sure what it's gonna be, but it's cute. And I did get a stainless steel nesting box, which is really cool. Wanted to get the 10-hole one, but I'm glad I didn't because I don't think it would fit where I wanted it. But got the new nesting boxes. So really cool. Speaking of Muscovies, and a broody turkey, constantly broody. But neither of the turkeys are laying anymore. They're just bouncing back and forth on Muscovy eggs. Let's go take a look at the babies in the playpen, or nursery as I call it. But they're all doing really good in here. The goslings are getting really big like they should. You guys hiding in the box? But as you can see, the chickens just jump up and over and get in there. And so here, probably in about a week, I'm gonna make a little hole in the fence so they can go in and out and the geese can't get in there with them. Just give them a little protection from the big birds. And here comes wannabe mom, Freya. She is the one that hatched most of those goslings out, so she's like, they're mine. But as you see, talking about waterfowl and mud, anywhere there's a water dish, it's kind of muddy around. So that's one thing you have to be aware of when you do add waterfowl to your farm or homestead. But over here where the geese are, we're going to be putting in the 2 hoop houses, and we are going to be separating all the birds so that they all have their own areas. And yesterday when I was shooting the video on the birds, I was talking about the placement of the hoop house and didn't realize until I was editing, I didn't show you where they're going to be. So I came out here quick to give you an idea of where they're going to be. So this is the back corner, so the turkey one will be there, and then about where that wooden stake is, pointing, is going to be the goose one. So they'll have this area for them. We will be most likely setting up a gate right here so that because I do a soft grazing area right out front here for the geese, so they will have access to that next year. The way we're going to do it is the far hoop house is going to be the turkey run with a fence, and then it will come to the geese area, and we will on the pond run a fence down the middle of it, so the Muscovies will have this area here, the lean-to and the clear shed, and all the chickens will have the run. They'll have the chicken coop and the 2 runs here. We will be pulling this fence down that is dividing these 2 pens. And I know that means on whatever orloffs that are left, both their wings will have to be clipped, so they'll stay in the pen. So this is where I'm going to end today's video. Just a little information on the poultry, why we got what we've got, and everything. So talk to you guys later. Hope you have a good day and a good week. Bye for now.